we are going to think about putting these guys, these guys outside in the back area, but I need to do some predator proofing. There's some places where squirrels can get in. And if squirrels can get in, then other predators like fisher cats can get in. And I've had a bad experience with a hen and a fisher cat before, and I don't want to go through it again. Now, I have been neglecting my hen yard a little bit. My husband and I just fixed a bit of a spot where squirrels were getting in, and if squirrels can get in, other predators can get in. It was up here between here. We have to shore it up a little bit, but that's all done now. The other place where critters can get in is under here. They can just crawl right underneath of here, see? And this door no longer, well, it's a long story. Fixing it right would take too much time, energy, and materials. But there is a fix that I can do that I have the materials for, and would be inexpensive and something I can do in less than a day. Okay, so, hi, sweetie, don't try to come out, okay? You can see here what I had before, but it has rusted and rotted out. You stay. Okay. It used to be that this chicken wire was attached here, and it went on the ground, and it extended out about 2 feet. Oh, you want some of this, honey? Go ahead. There you go. There you go, buddy. I'm sorry. Here. Anyway, this was attached to this. It was laid flat on the dirt, extended out about 2 feet, and I had pins holding it. And this way, something trying to dig or get under, they couldn't. But it has since rusted and rotted away. So I'm going to put a new piece in. Okay. I have all of my materials ready that I need to squirrel predator proof the door to the hen house. Now I've got some old chicken wire here, and what I need is a piece of it that is going to be 32 inches wide, because that is how big the door is. And so I need to spread this out. Sometimes the chicken wire can be a little hairy and hard to work with because it gets caught on everything. That when you cut it, the ends are like sharp. It's not the nicest stuff to work with, but it does the trick as far as, like, you know, an animal that would chew through something like a squirrel or something. I mean, this is made of metal, so the only thing is that it does eventually rust. There are some galvanized things that you can buy that would, you know, be less likely to rust. That's right where I need it, right there. Okay. But those things, they cost a lot more too. And it's harder to work with. Like, this is easier to cut. Okay. So, I don't need, the nice thing about working with this is that, like, I measured where my 32 inches were, and I don't know if you can see it, but like because there's like a predictable pattern, you know, almost like a honeycomb thing, and it's consistent all the way through. It's kind of like using wrapping paper that has a pattern on it, like a grid sort of pattern. You can cut, and you know you can cut straight, because as long as you stay on this side, that's kind of how this is, where it's like, I know if I stay on this line that every time I cut, see, I got my tin sticks here, that it's gonna stay straight the whole time. When you cut these, the ends are so sharp though. Okay. Sleep alone in a strange place. Oh, see that? These tin snips kind of suck ass too. Somebody else. Here we go. but sooner or later you sleep in your own space. See, that one sucked. Either way, it's okay. You wake up with yourself. Yeah, see that? Just... my tin snips totally suck. But now, I have a piece of chicken wire that is 32 inches wide, and it is, of course, 2 feet this way, because that's how it came from the factory, so that I know. All right, let's bring it over to the hen house and see what we can do with it. Here is my piece of chicken wire that I cut. I cut it to 32 inches, which is how big this doorway is. And I also cut a piece of furring strip. This is lath. That's right. This is not furring. The furring is what I built the fence with. This is lath. Like old-timey houses had walls that were made of plaster and lath rather than sheetrock. And what this was you would make your wall and you would put this, and you would put a little space in between, but it would be like kind of like an armature for your plaster walls. Okay, you can still buy it even though people don't make plaster and lath walls anymore, and it's actually really useful. It's thin, but yeah, it's strong. And what I'm going to use it for today is if I were to take my chicken wire and lay it across the door, okay, I could put like a bunch of screws in there, but in between the screws it would curl up and it might make a tripping hazard for somebody coming in and out of our hen house. I'm like all about safety, and so what I'm going to do is lay my chicken wire here and lay my furring strip on top. And what that will do is it'll allow me to use fewer screws, but it will also make sure that that entire edge is pressed down. I don't know if I'm explaining this properly. Come here, screws. Now I'm using short screws, all right? This wood is thin right here. It doesn't need like a 2-inch screw. This is a 1-inch screw. All right, so we'll put one there and we'll see what it says. Okay, another pair of hands would be really helpful right about now. There we go. Okay, so this, I'm gonna coax it underneath, just like that, so that when I screw this screw in, I know it's gonna catch one of the holes in my chicken wire. There we go. One more screw. Let's just make sure I'm gonna catch something under there, and I will. Okay. All right. Now, okay. I think that's awesome. That works really, really well. I think I'm going to cut another piece and I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do with it. And I'll have to move the camera. Okay, so I have my extra piece of lath and I will show you what it's going to do for me, okay? What I'm going to do, I don't know if I can hold the camera far enough away for you to see. Okay, like without this, if somebody were to step here, see how it... What I want to do is I want to eliminate this gap. I don't know how else to describe what I'm thinking. But if I screw this to here, it's going to hold the chicken wire to the thingy. And Let me just do it and I'll show you after. Okay. I'm not sure if you can see what it did, okay? But I now have somebody trying to get under here would not be able to, okay? What I'm gonna do now is staple the rest of this down, okay, as close to the floor as I can get it with landscape pins right here, okay? Then after that, I'm going to put dirt over it and then plant grass seed. So I don't want for this to be sticking up at all, you know, to get caught on lawnmowers, people's feet, or whatever. I want it to be buried under the ground, and I don't feel like digging up to put it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it down flat, and I'm going to put dirt over it and plant grass. And that will anchor it, and if any critter wants to dig underneath it, he's going to find some metal chicle wire. So that's what I'm going to do now. Fev, what you got there? Whatever you got, I got better. There you go. Don't worry, Fev. I ain't going to take your worm. There you go. There you go. Was it good? I love you, Fed. You're a good girl. The only thing that I need to do now is put some grass seed down. And then this project will be done, and I will feel as though this back area is a bit safer because the young chicks, I want to start putting them back out here in this area here. But if squirrels can get in, it means that other small predators like fisher cats and such can get in too. So I will, it's 4th of July. I'm sorry, honey. 4th of July is not a good holiday for dogs. So what I'm going to do is put some grass seed down, and that will help to bury and anchor the chicken wire that's underneath this here dirt. And I will keep an eye on this area for a day or so and make sure that no squirrels can get in before I put the baby chickies out. You can see that I overseeded with grass seed. Now I'm going to cover it with some hay and give it a good water. The hay will keep the soil shaded and help to hide the seeds from the birds. Okay, that looks a little better. It's going to be tough to grow the grass here because, it being a doorway, it's like a high traffic area. But, it is safer and more predator proof, or rather predator resistant. It's 4th of July. Ugh, it's been a hard day to try to film stuff.